And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 6 minutes after the hour of 8 on the Spice Isle of Grenada, the beautiful Spice Isle of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. As I say, even after the hurricane, even after our worst, we're still the best, yeah? So we say a special good night to all our listeners out there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, all of my relatives out there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and all of my friends out there in Carriacou, Petit Martinique, all of the listeners generally out there, members of the Talking Points family. We say a special good night to each and every one of you. And the listeners locally here on mainland Grenada, we say a special good night to you as well. Yeah, early up we say a special good night to you, Miss Cammy. For some reason, my foot didn't take me onto that terminal today. I know you were there, but my foot didn't take me to the terminal today. So I didn't get to see Miss Cammy today. So we hope all is all well and okay with her. Yeah, we know she's been having some rough days lately. Always have to keep her in our prayers. Yes, indeed. And we say a special good night to all of you following us on the YouTube. Just remember to like and share. Yeah, let me see those like numbers go up. All of you on the YouTube, I see Gavin is there. Gavin, Thomas, Agnes Henry, Deborah Laborde, Mayana, Julian, Alban Harris, Kathleen Ledlow, Listra Abraham, Marilyn Ferguson, Francis George, Good Life, Faithlin Hallie Douglas, Natalia John, Dolores Redhead, Deborah Laborde, Faithlin Hallie Douglas, Shoshan John, Baby Daddy, Jackie Raymond, and Osbert James, Claude Abraham, good night to you. Errol Bonaparte, Carib Spice Fitness, John Stafford, good night to you, bro. Yolan Pariag, Shirley and James, good night to you. Rosalind Jones, Dennis Sandy Sky, London Gordon, good night to you. And Andrews, Christine Otley, Michelle Alexander, Lydia Isaac, Red Girl Pascal, good night to you. Agatha Williams, Adrian Watts, good night to you and your lovely wife. Antonito, Robert Edwards, Vanessa Lalji, Merle Patrick, Debbie Seals, Janice Mitchell, Gemma Warwood, Gillian Noel, Kathleen Knights, good night to you. Jada Benjamin, Sherms Houston, Dominic Leroy, Tanisha Millett, Alistair Andrews, Matthew Bowen. And let me see who's over quickly on the Facebook. I see Tora there already, right? Peter Stryker, Lois, I see you. Nurse Wendy Ann McGuire, I see you. Claude Abraham, Olive McKeown, Tegwa, good night. I like to see that one. Rebecca Stafford, Sue Steele, good night to you. Ingrid Bourne, Errol Bonaparte, Diana Romney, Esther Peters, Etta Batiste, Betty James, Laslyn Douglas, Antonito Peters, good night to you, bro. And let me see, Sherms Houston, good night. Ingrid Bourne, Landon Jane, Velma Pascal, Maudlin Bartholomew, good night to all of you. Laslyn Douglas and Norma Roberts, Pamela Hackett, Ingrid Bourne, I see you there. Cicely Celestine, Louisa Williams, Norman Noel, Cynthia B, Pamela Hackett, McLean Mitchell. Yes, Tora, you are call you first. You are C first. Tora St. John. Bernadette Joseph, Sherry Lambert, and Joan Henry, Oliver Williams, Glennis, George, and good night to you, cuz adorable Kathy Gilbert Levine. I hope you're having a wonderful night as well, yeah? It is a Monday night, and of course the phone lines are open. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. And let me say a special good night to all of you who made it up to the cook yesterday. Yeah, I told the people in St. Mark are coming and talking. I tell them I'm talking. Let me say, I can't complain about the managed waters. No, the managed waters was on point. I can't complain. The managed waters, the managed. So the food was on point. I know those of you that came out had a wonderful time yesterday. So we say a special congratulations to the St. Mark branch of the New National Party for holding a very successful activity. It was wonderful interacting with all of you from different parts of the island. Even those of you that came into the island, it's the carnival time, and folks come into the island. So those of you that did pass through. And also on behalf of the J.W. Fletcher Secondary School, let me thank each and every one of you that supported heavily. They said they support the heavy. Those of you that heavily supported their activity over the weekend. They would like to thank each and every one of us of you for your kind donation. I didn't get to go out, so I can't say us. Yeah. So they want to say a special thank you. I think they have another activity coming up in front of the Republic Bank in town this Saturday. I'll give you the exact time and all of the different specifics in relation to it. And as you know, we're heading into the carnival. Yeah, it's into the... sometimes it doesn't look like that. Somebody explained to me, because I'm trying to understand who was thinking that kind of... I don't know. But this morning, in trying to get from Grandance into St. George, trying to get into town this morning, I had the problem where I was trying to get into town and I was in Grandance. So you have the heads of government going on. And due to the heads of government, at the time I was passing by, you had the various prime ministers being brought into the conference center at the Radisson. So obviously there'd be traffic delays as they stop the traffic for the prime minister. I saw the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago when he was going in, and I saw another prime minister. I think it was Antigua or no, not Antigua. It was one of the other islands I saw when they were going in this morning, and I'll tell you why it's not Antigua in a while. But it was one of the other islands I saw going in, probably St. Lucia or so, that was heading in to the conference center, and they had to stop the traffic for them to pass and get in there. Who in their right mind was the person that came up with the quote-unquote common sense to decide that they go in and pave 2 pieces of Grenada Road at this time? On this morning, you have heads of government going on, which meant that you already had traffic delays because you must stop the traffic and stop it in a way to allow the various prime ministers and so on and premiers to get to the facility. So you have police officers out there having to stop the traffic. And then on top of that, you decide that today is the day you're going and pave road. Who are you trying to fool with that stupidness? We saw them yesterday morning. They were there trying to rush and pave 1 or 2 areas. Saturday again, trying to pave. Friday, trying to pave 1 or 2 areas. And we know the way that it is being done, and this is not a verdict on the people who are actually doing the work. The people who are actually doing the work, they know what to do. But if they are told to go and do a rush job, they will go and do a rush job. They know how to pave the road properly. But if you want to get them coal mix and tell them go out and just patch that hole and patch that hole and patch that hole, and you send them out to do a quick thing, I can guarantee you that by the first rains that fall significantly during this week, those potholes will return. And some of them will return with children. Yeah? So you send them out yesterday. You have, simple common sense. You send them out today on a road that already busy, that you already have traffic delays. But on 2 different spots on the Grenada Road, you have paving taking place. And remember, this is the point in time that you have all those flights coming in full of people who coming from Grenada trying to get into town or trying to get onto the western side of the island, or some of them going up to St. Andrew and so on, but they're passing over the hills. So they're traveling along the Grenada's main road. So you have that situation going on. And that is the day that you decide you're going and pave the road. Come on, man. So what happened for the last few weeks? All you didn't see them pothole on them for the last few weeks? When people, vehicle going budung, budung, budung down in them pothole, all you didn't know that? It's only nowadays heads of government and some of the heads may leave the vicinity of Grenada and head towards St. George, going to either sightsee or visit somebody that they know or something, that you all decide all you going. So all you didn't know Grenadian and all the bus drivers in Grenada, all the people who live in Grenada, they did damaging the vehicle, rudung, budung, barang, bidding, for the last, how much months? Not weeks, months in Grenada. All you didn't know that. All when the MP for the South running in Carriacou and playing like he's the deputy well, no, he's the deputy because the one from Northeast feel he's the deputy MP for Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And the one from the South think he's the deputy. All when all of them running and going up Carriacou every 2 minutes. All they didn't know it has a pothole down in Grenada to see about. And now the way that they have done it, I can guarantee you that the first set of significant rain that you have that fall, either this week or next week or so, those potholes definitely shall return. Yeah, it's like part 2 in the movie. They're coming back. Yeah? Part 2, series. And you know, sometimes the series, the second part does be worse than the first part. Yeah, so it's coming back. Because it's rush work, they did not provide the proper stuff to the teams to do the work. And again, I'm not blaming the teams here if they are not given the proper mix that they're supposed to have and implements that they're supposed to have to do a proper job. They go do a quick thing. That's what you send them and do. So they go and they do a quick thing. But again, it's the attitude of they trying to fool people again. Because it's okay. It's the Monday. So, you know, people, how much flights come in and so on. And all of these people going to traverse that road. So make it look like a lot happening in Grenada, man. Jam up the road. Yeah? And then, as I mentioned, heads of government. Why is it that 2 heads of government were left stranded at the hotel? There are 2 prime ministers, well, 1 prime minister and 1 minister who was representing a prime minister because not all prime ministers have come. So there was 1 prime minister and another one that were left stranded at the hotel. In other words, heads of government going on, so you seen prime minister this and so reach, and you see the vehicle with the flag pull up, and the outrider and everything, you know, they reach nice, they reach and thing, nice. While that going on, you had 2 prime ministers sit down in the hotel. They forget them, you know. That could have never be Adrian Joseph. But because of spite and bad-mindedness, they removed the most qualified individual who has been doing that job and doing an excellent job at it for many years. All you take out Adrian. Yeah? All you take him out from the ministry. All you send him on leave for how long? All you saying all you want to investigate this, that, all kind of thing. I hope all you know investigation could work on all you too. But all you want to investigate this, that, the other sort of thing. And look at the nonsense that you all doing. So you had 2 heads of government were left stranded. And try and say that a lie. I dare any of you all to come and try and say that a lie. I ain't even naming the 2. But one was a prime minister and one was an individual representing a prime minister. Yeah? You all protocol was not on point. And there was no reason for that because you have capable, competent people who know what to do. And you all just bad mind them. I know what Adrian do all you. But you find, oh, he close to this one and he close to that one. Adrian close to everybody, he good with everybody. But all you just find, no, because of that. All you bad mind too much. So that is why this kind of nonsense does be happening. Because all you too bad mind. Yeah, no, I can't play that song. If I play the too bad mind, I'll get strike. Yeah. That is the kind of nonsense that they're doing there. Yeah, and there were many other lapses in protocol. And I ain't even talking about who was wearing sandals. They leave the sash off this time, but I am not going into people's dress code this time. All you leave me alone. All you go talk about, all you go discuss that one amongst yourselves. But I am not going into the dress code. Yeah, I'm not going into the dress code about who was wearing sandals again. They ain't listening.
Mr. PM, sir. I
That it was, I see, imagine, I saw it on Thursday, and then I saw it on Friday again and on Saturday. You had folks painting over the same areas that paint, just in for the Independence Day, that they paint in black and white around the Wall Street roundabout and that area there. They had people painting over those same black and white spaces. And here what they do. They didn't say, well, okay, let we power wash or let we clean it some other how or that kind of thing, because the paint is still there, just fresh from, it's just that, of course, dust and so will gather on it, so it looks a little dingy. No. They send some fellas, lash a paint over the dirty. On the mud, on the dust and everything. They didn't say clean, not just lash a paint over that. So you all know, when we have some significant rain, what is going to happen with that again? But then again, they're just doing things for doing its sake, yeah? They're not doing things because it's going to benefit us, the Grenadian people. They're doing things to try and build their own image and profile. That's all they're interested in. Here's this one from Sheldon Douglas. He was not successful in getting into the finals. But we know, man, like he and Young Song, they want to hear them song in the finals. Yeah, we know already. We know. If two of them did sing and call my name or say Dr. Mitchell this and that and so, yeah, man, hey, boy, they're putting that in finals, yeah. In all fairness, I told all of them, hold on. If any of you know of Calypso in Trinidad during the 1980s and 1990s, all you know of a woman down in San Fernando used to call Joni. Yeah, Joni and the squad. Right, like I think when we have semi-finals now, we need to send a Joni squad up. If you really know Calypso in Trinidad, you know about Joni, and you know Joni and she crew. When they have Calypso semi-finals in Skinner Park, yeah, when you hear Joni come out and she crew. It was only 1 year, you tease of a chance. But it's 2 years now, grace period, past and gone. And let me ask that one before I go to that song again. What is it with the pictures of the Prime Minister all over the place? For a minute I thought I was in North Korea, seriously. Sorry, apology to all the North Koreans. Please do not hack my program. To the North Koreans, please do not hack my stuff. Yeah, because government hack it already. So anyhow, yeah. I actually thought I was in North Korea. That's the only place that exists on earth right now where you just see this kind of hero worship of a person with a picture all over the place. You're trying to tell me Grenadians don't know who the Prime Minister is? So you go down Wall Street, on the roundabout is picture of the Prime Minister. You're coming down the Maurice Bishop. I thought the highway was named the Deacon Mitchell Highway. Because you're coming down the Maurice Bishop Highway. After they now renamed, you see how long that one lasts? Around the renamed CARICOM roundabout. And you're going down the Maurice Bishop Highway. And it's picture after picture after picture of the Prime Minister of Grenada. Now, when the CARICOM meeting has been held in other countries, usually what they would do, as people that understand what they're doing, is that if you were going down something like the Maurice Bishop Highway, there would be pictures of each of the heads of government of the CARICOM territories. So you'd have seen Cayman Islands and Turks and Caicos, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Lucia, Haiti, all of the countries going down. Yeah? You would have seen, that's what you see, you have seen in other countries. And that is what you should have seen here in Grenada. Not just the repetitive picture of just Grenada's Prime Minister. It's all about this guy, you know. It's all about he. It's not about anybody else. In 6 months, somebody else going to become the chairman of CARICOM anyway. So you ain't have no massive achievement. There's not something you work for and you gain because you did such an excellent job or so. Anybody sitting in the seat of Prime Minister of Grenada would have become the chairman of CARICOM. That is no massive achievement. If you have done something substantive while holding the position, there's a difference. But ain't no big thing. You become the... So where's this thing with all the picture all over the place? Tell you going down the stretch. Deacon. Going right. I said, well, no. I have to be North Korea. Because that's the only place that I know the leader of the country does make sure that you have to have a picture of him in your place and all over the place. That's the only place I know he does have to do that. in China. Back during the Mao period, you had that with Mao, Chairman Mao. That was decades ago. You had that sort of thing. In Vietnam, you probably had it with Ho Chi Minh a bit, but it wasn't to that level. As you see in North Korea, but now you're going down the high. Well, I say in North Korea in truth. Because that kind of hero worship and that kind of trying to raise people to the level of a godlike figure. Me ain't in that. Grenadians not in that. You telling me during the revo you had pictures of Maurice Bishop all over the place like that? All you had to tell me I wasn't wrong. But this kind of thing, it says a lot about the mentality of the people that are doing that. It says a lot about their mentality. If you're going down the Maurice Bishop highway, what you should have seen in alphabetical order were photographs of each of the prime ministers of the CARICOM territories. With the CARICOM logo, Prime Minister so-and-so of whichever country, in alphabetical order, going down the highway. And even if you're coming in the next direction, you reverse it on the back of each one that you have up. I don't have to come here and tell all of that. That's common sense, but you see when common sense ain't common. That is what has happened. 4407377 347 329
That was okay. But the money you didn't source on your own. So the credit for that it had to split 2 ways.
Them wanna be dictator and them.
For something major to be done. Not one capital.
One thing, all you want to be dictator ain't go frighten me. I know who all you want to frighten, all you ain't go frighten me. I tell all you that straight. I talking it as it is. It's stupidness.
But it's only pictures and videos. While the poor people belly hollow.
And I ain't gonna say much, but I'll tell you that other heads of government. Anyway, let me leave that part alone.
But it's only paint and flowers like. And everywhere you pass, people balling. All over the damn country, people balling. Like all your deaf.
Well, you know they didn't want that song in the finals, you know. So me, you know.
Everywhere you go, Papa, people balling. The economy sick, no money on the street, but all you're only planting flowers like.
And let's say a special good night to our listeners via 91.9, 91.5. Well, 91.5, 91.9 is down for now,
Like regularizing
so all the listeners via 91.9, 91.5, and all our listeners via We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Wade, good night to you, bro.
And then nurses say how they live to regret. The healthcare condition is over.
Yeah, don't go and wait until the end to call and then say I don't take your call, All right.
The patients can't get. And the more people cry, all you're doing nothing. The hospital suffering from a complete case of neglect.
And as I hear Mr. Sheldon Douglas speak about the hospital situation, let me just say this, I have been following the news out of Trinidad and Tobago very closely, and their Ministry of Health has been taking the issue of dengue extremely seriously. Yeah? There is a significant, in fact, CAFA, the Caribbean Health Authority, has sent out a notice in relation to the issue of dengue. As a regional issue. And we here in Grenada are still waiting to hear from our Ministry of Health what taking place. We can't hear from them that yes, it has a dengue outbreak and take these precautions or so. So wait, I'm the Ministry of Health? I'm the one that had to come here and tell the Grenadian people that? So that Grenadians know to take precautions because dengue is out there? That if they're going through headaches and so like you're feeling the pain in the back of your eyes, or you start to pass blood and you have a high fever and dizziness and that sort of thing, or even in some instances diarrhea and all of that, that You need to go and check your closest health professional. Come on, man. Where's the Ministry of Health when it comes to this particular issue? In fact, where's the Minister of Health in the first place? Where that guy? Where he? He up on the chicken farm? Where he there? Serious? He doing the chicken dance? He going for I don't know, maybe following up on chicken flu. I don't know. But where is the Minister of Health? Trinidad is sending out information to their people. They're speaking about the situation when it comes to dengue and how to avoid and to keep your area clean and all those sort of things. Meanwhile, here in Grenada, zilch, nothing. We have a caller online. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Hey, bro, what's up?
Hey, Adi, Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
Hear me now. You passed by the roundabout lately. I know me and you live down there together, but you passed and saw what they did on the roundabout, Chublu?
Well, I was just talking about that. I mean, you just joined us.
So, yeah, well, okay.
What they said, you go ahead.
What you notice? And I noticed, they're like, Petit Martinique is not part of Grenada anymore. You didn't see what they do. I don't see them where you didn't notice.
I didn't pay attention to that because, see, according to the Constitution...
Grenada is on one plaque. Then CARICOM in the middle, right? And then they have Carriacou. No Petit Martinique. Check it out tomorrow.
They have Carriacou on it?
Yeah, just Carriacou in one on itself, but not Grenada and Carriacou. You have Grenada on one, Carriacou on one. No Petit Martinique.
Yeah, but again, I'll tell you this though, that is incorrect because the name of the state, according to the Constitution of Grenada, is the state of Grenada. That is how we are referred to. You see at the Olympics when they put up the sign, it said Grenada. So it's the state of Grenada. Until, and remember the new National Party was looking to change that through the referendum. People decided they didn't want it. Now, if that was successful, then the name of this state would be Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Yeah?
Okay,
but even in doing that, they have done something, even by leaving out Petit Martinique, yes. But by including Carriacou on it, they have done something that, quite frankly, is wrong. It should be it should just be Grenada. Trinidad is Trinidad and Tobago. Antigua is Antigua and Barbuda. But when it comes to Grenada, it's just supposed to be Grenada. That is what we were trying to change with the referendum. And some people decided they didn't want it, so majority rule.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll pay attention to it when I'm heading down. I didn't notice it. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Okay, my brother, thank you.
Yeah.
You got through on the weekend?
Yeah?
You got through on the weekend to head up Carriacou?
Not me, went up, my lady went up and she and my daughter. Okay. And one of the questions I asked them, one of the things I asked them to do, because they went and give some people stuff and things. I said, pass by the building and make sure. The same thing you all are seeing is the same thing the building on them is right. There's only one building that have a sheet of galvanized or something off. So why they are lying?
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody quite frankly knows that they are lying. So, all right, my brother.
Yeah, but the word on the street is that they already sell the building, so they don't want to put nobody in it. You understand? So, I don't know what truth is. Okay.
All right, my brother. All right. Yeah, somebody just messaged me. They're saying that Petit Martinique is not out. As I said, I didn't notice it. But it would be wrong to have it there in the first place. It's not that I'm saying we shouldn't include them, but I'm saying that legally the name of the country is just Grenada. We have a caller online. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yes, Sheldon. Sheldon, I'm calling again, and I'm calling upon the government of Grenada. Please service we the people in this country. Right about now, they talk about CARICOM. Right about now, Carriacou and Petit Martinique is in a state. The people need help. They don't understand what's going on. I want the government to understand what is really going on. They have to understand. Come on, man. The country, Grenada, right about now, We're in serious trouble. Right, left, and center. It's time now. It's time for the government now to sit down and put themselves together and organize to get this country moving. Every sector in this country mash up, you know. Eh? Tell me something. You have the youths now. Those that leave school now. Eh? What they coming home to do? Eh? No jobs, no creation for these young people. Eh? Not only that alone, Sheldon, but look at the health situation right now in Carriacou. It is bad. Right? And nothing yet have done properly yet in Carriacou. There's an housing. Eh? Look at Grenada, the prices of goods. Gas price, everything is up, up, up. Come on, man. I'm calling upon the Grenada government right about now. Time to settle down and to get this country moving. And the young people. All right? Thank you very much.
All right. And several folks have just messaged me to say, no, the caller's seeing a bit wrong. Now, caller, what you saw, according to the sources, as I said, I didn't notice what you've noticed. And what the various people are messaging and says, what you saw is not Carriacou, but there is one there for Curacao. Now, Curaçao's was supposed to be unveiled last. It was not supposed to be unveiled yesterday at the same time as the others, because Curacao is not yet officially part of CARICOM. So when Curacao is accepted as part of CARICOM, they're supposed to do unveiling. So it's just the one that says just Grenada. So they do the right thing. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Good night, my dear. How are you?
All right. All right, thanks.
All right.
Trusting God for everything. I'm calling to find out about Miss Kami.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to pass by her today. I know she was there and the place was open, but I didn't get a chance to pass by her today. We're hopeful that she'd be able to call a little later on. Yeah? Hello?
Yeah, hello, yeah.
Yeah, so we're hoping that she would call. As long as she gets the opportunity, knowing Kami, she will give us a call.
All right, then.
Okay,
I'm listening.
Okay, my love. All right, great, thanks.
Yeah, all right, then.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yes, so Kami, people want to hear you. Give us a call. Nice. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. I want to play something for you all, and it's just to show you all how these people try and twist things, and how a lot of times they speak nice, and some people saying the system is low. Okay, let me see. Yes, I'm seeing it low for real. Yeah, let me see if I could fix that a bit and bring this up a bit. Yeah, I think that should help it a bit there now. Nice. Yeah, I think I should. Yeah, I think I'm pumping in the right area. Supposed to be pumping there now. So that was on my end. So yes, a couple people messaged me there now telling me that they're hearing us low. All right. So folks, remember the thing is proper. It is Grenada and just Grenada that's there. Apparently next to Grenada is Curacao. So the caller may have seen Curacao and thinking they have Carriacou. Because if you're passing and you just glance at something, you would probably think it's Carriacou that's there. No, it's Curacao that's there. And as such, yeah. So they have the correct thing, right? Yeah, if they do it correct, we're saying they do it correct. Nice. So let me just play something quickly here for you all. Well, not quickly. I had to play it. I want you all to hear the Honorable Ron Redhead here. And this is, he was on Ride Along recently. And here's what he had to say.
I have, right? I hate when I see, whether it's this administration, any administration, prop up themselves as they were the person or the one or the party, because I don't believe it's a party thing. It's about Grenada. Government is about...
Let me get that started properly again now. Yeah, I had the cable not connected properly. So I think I've got it here now.
That I have, right? I hate when I see, whether it's this administration, any administration, prop up themselves as they were the person or the one or the party, because I don't believe it's a party thing. It's about Grenada. Government is about the people pay the taxes, so the government represent the people. So I'm always very taken aback when you have political party try to take they try to benefit themselves by claiming that they did such and they did such and they did such.
No, it's not the time for that.
No, it's not the time, and that's what I'm saying. So let's talk about shifting the 240 million. People want to take, get gratification for doing that. What's the understanding of that? Because there's a lot of different flurry of ideas going around.
Right.
That became a part of that insurance.
So all right. Let's accept the fact that this had to be done post Hurricane Ivan. Right. And even then, Hurricane Emily affected Grenada. I didn't hear any payout by CREF subsequently, which was the year in 2005. Whether it happened or not, I stand to be corrected, but I didn't hear any payout. And as I mentioned, we had Tropical Storm Felix. I didn't hear any payout. We had the threat of Hurricane Thomas. I think it did pass to the north of Grenada, but by and large, we were not directly impacted during 2010. And there were other hurricanes and even just by way of storm surge and so on, which passed. And I never heard any payout. Now, we inherited a situation where, yes, we were under CREF, but previous administration certainly was not making payments and by and large had to rely on external sources to be able to assist in making the payments. So even by way of having experienced the devastation by Hurricane Ivan, the administration itself was not prepared to make the necessary sacrifices to ensure that the country was secure. Under the Honorable Deacon Mitchell's led administration, we were able to include Nawasa and Grenland. Right? And then also the assistance to farmers, in particular for nutmeg and cocoa crops, which we've seen the announcement of the payouts to be done. So, Junior, the point I am making is this whole CREF thing, let's stop with the credit-taking business. Because if we were to discuss that, it wouldn't make sense for some people.
Right.
What we need to be able to say is that this facility is there, and we can now draw on it a number of years post Hurricane Ivan, learning from the experience that we had. So my thing is, again, the government has already drawn down on it, but the expectation is that you need to manage it. While we can expect, if we get hit again from CREF, another payout, but we shouldn't set our pots on fire for that. We should do everything in our power to manage the funds properly and meticulously so that we could be able to...
Let me just say something here. This is a person talking a lot of absolute nonsense and trying to sound intelligent doing it. This guy just talked so much crap in that, how long this thing is there, how long this thing was? In that 3 minutes or so. The amount of stupidness this idiot just talked there. Listen, number one, he's saying that Hurricane Emily passed and he didn't hear about any CRIF payment. Now, Hurricane Emily, as many of you would remember, passed through the state of Grenada, mostly affecting the northern part and Carriacou and so on, similar to Beryl actually, but mostly affected Carriacou and the northern part of Grenada and so on. Other areas got little water damage and things like that. Hurricane Emily was in the year 2005. The year after Ivan. It wasn't a full year yet and we get hit with Emily. So that was in the year 2005. Now, CRIF, the insurance, was created in the year 2007. How the hell you get a payment in 2005 for something that didn't exist? But yet he is there saying, oh, all you had hurricane, let me move him. Sorry, you're right, yeah. All you had, right. So how could you get payment for insurance policy in the year 2005 when the insurance policy did not exist until the year 2007? And the key people who led for the implementation of said policy was Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell of Grenada, along with the other heads at that point in time. Because after they saw what Ivan did to Grenada and damaged Jamaica and so on and other countries, after the devastation of Hurricane Ivan, they saw that it was necessary, and they got funding, I think, from the World Bank and one or two other organizations to create the CRIF, the Caribbean Insurance Catastrophic risk insurance facility. Yeah, that is how it was created. But yet this idiot is there saying that he see Hurricane Emily and we didn't get any CRIF payment. But even worse than that, this fool, now saying it as it is tonight, this fool saying that we were affected by Tropical Storm Felix. Yes, Felix was in the year 2007. That is the same year CRIF was created. So you just was creating CRIF in the year when Tropical Storm Felix passed through. That time Grenada in recovery phase from Tropical Storm Ivan. But the worst of them all, and the most dumb and stupid statement, and you see the host done for himself. So he sit down there and he don't know what the guy talking about. Because their intention now is to make it look like, oh, NNP trying to take credit for CRIF, and NNP should hush them out. They shouldn't try to take no credit for CRIF. He is speaking about Tropical Storm Lenny. Now, Tropical Storm Lenny, and if you do your research online, you remember they usually call Lenny the wrong way storm. Because Tropical Storm Lenny was heading the wrong direction and the winds, everything going the wrong direction. It was turning the opposite direction to what hurricanes usually go. And that caused significant damage to the state of Grenada. It damaged, and I'm sorry I can't pull up the video for that. I do have video of it, but the format it is in, I can't bring it up on the system here. But it destroyed, for instance, the road in St. George Northwest. Yeah, so that in Grand Mall, Cherry Hill area, they destroyed the road in those areas down there. It destroyed the town of St. George, various parts of the town of St. George. That was the storm that destroyed Pitch Pine Bar. I actually have video of Pitch Pine Bar being destroyed by that. That was the storm. For those of us that in tongue long like Young Song, those of us that in tongue long would know that Tropical Storm Lenny, the waves were hitting the NIS building and coming over the top of it. There was water damage at the up. That's to tell you how big these waves were. There was actually water damage on the upper floor of the old NIS building. That is how bad Tropical Storm Lenny was. You didn't have that whole area reclaimed yet. You didn't have the bus terminal there yet. The fish market, the original foundation of the fish market, was being built when Tropical Storm Lenny come and it mashed that up. The foundation, there's the second foundation that the fish market had, not the first one. The first one was destroyed by Lenny. I can tell you all of that because you know why? I in tongue long, I was there and I watched it happen. I was there when 007 bar sink in the Carriacou when it went down under the water. Yeah? And you know what year that was? 1999. So how the hell you could have get CRIF when CRIF wasn't created until 2007? When these fellas don't know what they're talking about, they must hush. Stop trying to talk. And you see, it's the kind of way they put in their words and things because they're trying to sound like they know what they're talking about and they're being so sensible. Because I am sorry, if he's studying and he go and write a report on this particular issue that he just speak on there, he getting an F. And next to the F, they go put F for fool. Seriously. Because, I mean, Tropical Storm Lenny was in the year 1999. 1990. Wasn't even 2000. That was how much? Let me see. 4, 5. So roughly about 6 years. 5 or 6 years before Hurricane Ivan. Right? And about 9 years before the creation of the insurance, but yet still you're saying we didn't get any payment. Then when you're trying to make a point, at least make the point with sense. Let's take this caller. We have a caller line. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Good night, caller. Go right ahead.
I want people to not take my comments on Facebook, well, my open letter to the Minister of Health political, right? But I must say, because it hurts my heart when you have a family member who has to do dialysis and they're home and their body putting them and they're swelling and you're watching them there and you can't do nothing for them. Because why? Our hospital, our great beloved hospital, is out of supplies for this critical need, dialysis. No, I'm not saying things don't happen, but how can a hospital run out of supplies to administer dialysis? That's my question tonight.
Wait, so hold on. You're saying that the hospital does not have the required medicine and so to do dialysis treatment for patients at this time?
I am hearing that the container is on the port, but my brother did not get dialysis for how many days of that. So it's like, yes, the container on the port, but you're not supposed to run out. I don't supposed to know any container on the port. We just supposed to get treatment all the time. If you see communication is lacking in this country, because even if supply, you must have somebody responsible for that and see supplies going down and alert the parents or the guardians or the persons in charge of the people who come in for dialysis at the general hospital. You must see supplies going on. Don't let it run out, and then when time for it, you come and then you come back home because no supplies. What kind of stupidness is that?
And the thing is that this is not something that people can put off and say, well, okay, you need to do dialysis and you put it off. Remember, we've assisted folks through this program with dialysis before because we know the importance. It is not something that you could say you're not going and do it. Once you're not going and you stop doing it, then, it's slow song singing and flowers bringing. You must do it. It's a must. You have to. The only other option is a transplant. So,
yes,
I mean, exactly. If you cannot have a situation where people cannot have the treatment being done. That is stupidness to the max, man.
Very, very stupidness. And then people coming and telling me, I should have write a letter where I put that on Facebook. But I did write a letter. I did write an open letter to the Minister of Health, and there was nothing political. There was nothing pulling down the government. But all of us who voted, all of us who are citizens of this country, even if you didn't vote, well, if you are a citizen of Grenada, whether by investment or naturalized, you have a right to speak about when something is affecting you. And it's only when the shoe is on the other foot they will see. I want Grenadians to stop just running behind people or political persons just because they like them. Sometimes you might like a person, and if that person is not living up to what they were put there to do, then speak about it. You can't telling me you are responsible for health and this thing running out. Come on, man. Somebody needs to be fired. Trust me. Thank you.
All right, my brother. And I'll read the letter on air in a short while.
Yes.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. Yeah, and somebody sent this letter to me, and I wasn't sure who the letter was from. And folks, I'll take the calls in a little. Okay, well, let me take the call, and then I'll get back to the letter. I'll get the call. Okay, the person has hung up. And this is an open letter to the Minister of Health. Dear Honorable Minister, I write to you today with a heavy heart and a deep sense of despair. I am reaching out as a concerned citizen and family member, pleading for your urgent attention to the critical shortage of dialysis supplies at our general hospital. The absence of these essential supplies has inflicted immense suffering upon my loved ones and countless others who rely on this life-saving treatment. Witnessing their pain and deterioration as they await these vital supplies is a torment that no family should endure. I would have put that in bold letters. Dialysis is not a luxury. It is a necessity, and I put that in bold too, for survival. The lack of these supplies is a matter of life and death. I implore you to prioritize the procurement and distribution of dialysis supplies to our hospital immediately. We place our trust in your leadership and your commitment to the health and well-being of our community. We urge you to take swift and decisive action to address this crisis. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Kenil James. So we heard from Kenil a short while ago, and this is a serious situation. There's no joking thing. This is life and death. Because the body actually starts poisoning itself after a little while if you're not doing what's supposed to be done when it comes to dialysis. You don't play around with dialysis. People have to get a treatment. We have a caller online. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Sheldon.
Nurse.
How are you?
I am fine, my dear. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I was just calling in regards to the caller that just called in regards to the dialysis patient.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest that they take the patient to get some blood work as soon as possible. If that patient already missed a few days, they need to get what we call a BMP, which is a basic metabolic panel, just to check the electrolyte, Sheldon, because what happens when you don't get dialysis, the electrolytes, they go, what we say, they go whack. So your potassium, if it gets high, which it might tend to get high, that can create a problem. You can get heart attack and stuff from that. So they need the main concern here is to check for the electrolytes to see how it's going, and you can be treated. If the potassium is high, then they can, treat it and lower the potassium. That's the problem that goes on when you have dialysis and you miss it. That needs to be corrected. If it's not corrected, we're going to have major problems. So you need to check the fluid balance and the electrolytes.
And this goes for all the patients, because it would not just
all
be that. All the patients
all
are
the
going through
patients,
that.
Sheldon, you miss a day of dialysis. That's why I always tell my patients, please, whatever you do, even if you have to drag yourself to dialysis, you don't feel well, make sure you go there, because then you're going to end up in the hospital. When you go there and they check, potassium is high, sodium is high, you have to treat that immediately. Because this is what's going to end your life. A high potassium, high sodium, those things, the fluid buildup, those things is what's going to end your life. So they need to see where they can get some blood work done. Somebody to check the blood work, make sure. And I'm not saying I think, I know it's going to be out of whack. So they need to check it. Sheldon, do I have another 2 minutes? I just wanted to touch on something.
You nurse, no, you go right ahead. And it's Monday. You go ahead, my dear.
So I also, because I did say I was going to call about it. So I saw on a live over the weekend that a family member was complaining that her mom was somewhere and was feeling a little dizzy and weak and was asking for something to eat and drink and was denied at first. I'm wondering if people knows that patient could have gone into a diabetic coma. Sheldon, if the blood sugar is too low, if the blood sugar is too high, patients can go into diabetic coma. If somebody is diabetic, after a certain time of taking the medication, they need to have a snack. So my thing is to tell all the diabetic patients, Grenada, wherever, and it's not a color thing. If we choose to do that with food, I'm not choosing it to do that right now, but I just want people to know, if you're diabetic, must always walk with some candies, some crackers in your bag. Get a little plastic bag, even if it's 5 candies, 5 crackers, always walk with that in your bag, because this can save your life also. The moment you start feeling weak, you start feeling shaky, you start feeling dizzy, you know your blood sugar is dropping. You might be in a place where you cannot get anything to eat or drink. If you put a candy in your mouth, you put a cracker in your mouth, piece of chocolate, that can save your life, because once you see you passed out, whoever around you may not know you're diabetic, and once you pass out, you can't eat or drink or swallow anything. So then the only thing that can save you is an injection. There is also something called glucose gel. I'm not sure if they have it in the pharmacy in Grenada, but they can also get the glucose gel and walk with it, squirt a little under their tongue, the side of their mouth if they feel the sugar level is low, and that can also help them. Once you're diabetic, as soon as you take your medication, you have to make sure that you eat. If you don't eat, the sugar, the blood glucose is going to drop within 3 to 4 hours, and you must have a snack. So a lot of people I've seen, they're not knowledgeable about this, and sometimes, you get up, you take your medication, you may not eat properly. Let's say you go to town, you go to Grenville, you don't think about eating something in between. You have to. If you don't do that, like I said, and your blood sugar drops, you'll be in trouble. So I just wanted to put that out there to them, how important it is to have a snack and to walk with those things, which can help you save your life.
All right. Thank you so very much, nurse, for that wonderful advice. I know that the people involved are listening.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right, my dear. And see you soon, eh?
Okay, I know. All right.
All right, my dear.
See you soon, Sheldon. Take care. Bye.
Yes, indeed. 4407377. Nurse was just referring to a situation there. When I completed the program on Thursday night and I was heading home, I was checking through social media and I realized I was tagged in a post. And the post spoke to a situation of a lady that went to the port in Carriacou to conduct some business on the port in Carriacou. The lady herself, she is diabetic. Being diabetic, she went to the port thinking now that, okay, I'm just going to the port and do what I have to do and come back home quickly. So they didn't really eat properly and that sort of thing. So they went there. Again, you know, the Osprey is not specifically on time these days, so it was coming in late. They were there longer than they thought. And they started having an episode. Now, my own mother was diabetic. And due to that, she always had like a sweet, a mint or something in her bag. So when she felt it coming on, she would take a little, not just the whole thing, just take a nibble out a piece of it or so on to counteract. So I know about that and the feelings, and so that people go through with that. So the lady was going through that, but she didn't have anything sweet on her. So she asked the people on the Port Authority, where they had different stuff there, if she can just have something to drink. She's going through an episode. She's starting to feel it coming on, because you can pass out. You usually will pass out, and so you faint off, and so when your blood sugar drops. So she was asking if they can give her something to drink. The person who was there, who was in charge, just ignore, he do like she wasn't there. He just ignore her. And then after doing that, she saw a nurse there. So she asked the nurse, she told the nurse, look, this is the situation I'm feeling. Can I have, you all have some drinks, and so can I have one of the drinks just to catch back myself? So, and the same individual who was ignoring her went and cussed up the nurse. They went and cussed up the nurse about it afterwards. Yeah. And listen, individual, I know that you're listening. The person who this happened to, give me a call. Yeah? Let me clear the line here. That's the problem. At the line, oh Lord. At the line engaged. Give me a call. All right, yeah, give me a call. Let's see it from you, what took place. Because this thing is absolutely disgusting. You're telling me, where's our humanity? That someone is having an episode like that. They're asking you for something that could possibly save their life. And instead of giving them something to save their life, you just ignore the person. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night to you, Mr. Scott.
Good night to you, my dear. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm calling from Carriacou.
Yes, my dear.
I'm 67-year-old calling from Carriacou.
Mm-hmm.
I had an experience at the port last Monday. Someone was speaking about it. I just called to say that I'm the person that happened to.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the port to meet some family members of mine coming from England, and I thought I would get home earlier than the time, because the Osprey delayed a little bit, so it came in about minutes to 1 that day. And while sitting there, I was experiencing my low blood sugar levels. At a certain time, I couldn't speak, I couldn't say anything. Someone was sitting next to me. I had to make a sign to the person to give me something to put in my mouth. Then afterward, I didn't feel any better. So the cousin was telling me, go to the port and ask them, they might have things there to eat or drink, and give me something so that the blood sugar could be up back. So I went to the port and I met an SSO and told him how I was feeling, and he told me, go underneath the tent and I will be able to put something. When I went underneath the tent, no one was there. So I turned back and I went I saw two young ladies sitting under another tent. And I went to them and I told them how I was feeling. And they told me, go to Mr. Williams. And I did. I said, good morning, sir. I'm feeling very weak. I'm a diabetic. and my sugar levels is dropping. I don't know if you could give me something, please, to help me to bring it up back. Mr. Williams just stood there and he looked at me as if to say, well, there if you want. So he was just looking at me without saying a word, not answering me. So I said to him, please, Mr. Williams, tell me, please, if I could get that something or not. He still didn't answer me, just stood there looking at me. Then a nurse was nearby, and I went to the nurse, and I told her how I was feeling, and the nurse said, okay, let me go and get something for you. And as she left, going toward the tent to get the thing for me, Mr. Williams called her back, and he stopped her from getting the thing for me. And that was very inhumane. That's very nasty. That's a very nasty way. People must learn to be good and kind to people. And in a case like that, I could have dropped down. Thanks to that nurse. I said thanks to her, because after I left there, going away, she didn't stay there. She come after me, and someone was drinking. Someone had a soft drink in their hand on the entrance to the port, and she went and took the drink from that man and gave it to me. And then after drinking it, I sat down there, and then I started to feel a little better. Mr. Williams, you must have a heart. You must have a conscience. You must learn to treat people better than that. A good name is better more than riches.
And again, there's no Mr. Javon this time. There's the next Williams.
No,
Next Williams.
Mr. Dwayne Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And people keep saying that I'm telling lie. A lie. You didn't do that.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, why will a person lie on sickness? Why would a person, and folks, let me, for full disclosure, let you all know, this lady is my cousin. We are blood relatives. And when I say blood, close relatives, as in first cousin. This is my cousin that's speaking here right now. Yeah? So all you know me leaving that one. So, all right. Because I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. I know you heard Nurse McGuire, so you know you have to make sure you have a look at something sweet. And you understand the situation. Because the boat was late. The boat was late than what you expected. You expect the boat to reach by a particular time. It was a lot later, so you were there longer than you expected. So I understand. But just in case, so we don't end up in no situation, I don't want her to come up in Carriacou, you know, girl. Right. I don't want her to come up. Right.
Okay.
Right. I don't have to come up already, but I don't want her to come up to deal specifically with that. So you have to make sure that you have something sweet on you, yeah?
Yes, I'll try to do that next time.
All right, my dear, but this is a sickening situation, and it just shows the inhumanity of some people. Yeah, it just shows the inhumanity of some people that they could see you there.
Exactly.
You tell them you're sick. They could see that you're sick and refuse to help. That is disgusting. All right, my dear.
Okay, then.
You have a wonderful night tonight. And hello?
Same to you, cause.
And again, let people, what is the situation with you right now in Carriacou? You've lost your roof.
Yes, I'm partly outside. The whole roof gone. When the rain is falling, I have to put a barrel inside to catch water, and I'm almost wetting. No roof over my head.
A barrel inside?
Inside of the house, because I have a tarpaulin, but all the water keep coming down from the tarpaulin, so I have to put a barrel there to catch the water.
Have you heard anything from any of the authorities? They pass, they check you, they say, well, this is what we're going to do. Anything like, you heard anything
Nobody,
from them?
No one come to check me. Even the food that they're giving out, no one come to check me to find out, well, how I'm leaving or I'm not leaving. I met the minister, and I told him about it. And up to this day, nobody came to check me here. They have food stuff given away in Top Hill. And I'm far away, very far away from Top Hill. Anytime I go, I ask for water, no water. They'll tell me, come back. And I'm a senior citizen. No one is coming to check me. No time at all to find out how I'm getting on.
But they know who they're checking and they're dropping stuff for, though.
Exactly.
They know they're passing and they're checking stuff for. Because I will be directly in contact. Because, and I let folks know, I saw the message on Thursday night, but I had no idea it was my cousin that went through this. I even messaged back on the profile and said something on the profile, but I had no idea it was my cousin until just as I was starting the program. I knew it was my cousin that this had happened to. My goodness. Anyway, cuz we're going to talk. All right?
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, my love. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, folks. 440-737-734-732-93101. Those are the numbers for you to get on the inside. Don't worry, I'm going back to Mr. Study in a while. Let me deal with this first. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good. How are you doing?
Well, I was getting a little upset just now, but okay, man. I can't back down.
Yeah. Because we had a still I noticed we in the heat of the carnival season, but we still had to remember that we have a lot of brothers and sisters that are still suffering, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't get distracted with all that's happening around us, because I'm telling you, the kind of things that people be going through right now in Carriacou, it's just disgusting,
Mm-hmm.
And that issue with Ron, man, I heard this thing. I'm really glad that you brought it up, because I told myself, I said, but wait.
No, but I ain't done with him yet,
I
see somebody just.
I said MLA was in 2005. And I
MLA.
just heard they announced that because we didn't really know about secret too much, but now that it come about, and it was all over the airwaves that this thing started in 2007, and so I'm like, how this guy, I mean, Sheldon, that you have to have guts to go on a national program for thousands of people and just blatantly lie, You have to have belly, man. You have to have belly, and I've been since last week I had to call you, because I think one guy had called you and tell you deserve to be an investigative journalist, and the way it was, I think when you showed that how they changed that document, that letter.
Yeah,
how he went back.
They changed it.
That was genius, man. That was genius.
But you see, they don't understand social media as much as they think they understand social media. So they changed the stuff. Trying to make it look like we were lying on the program or something, not understanding that we could easily go and show where they edited.
Exactly. But I'm really happy that, you have that sort of that head on your shoulders, that you are able to really bring out those sort of things, because without that, Sheldon, these guys would have just been throwing out so much things out there and making people believe so much, so much lies and so on. And I tell you, I listen to this thing with Ron, and I'm trying to figure out this, and he talk about the storm surge and all this thing, and I was like, when did this happen after 2007?
But my friend,
I
had to ask myself, and somebody sent that question, how old was he when storm surge hit?
But that is my question.
I was a big man working already. I was a big man working already when storm surge hit. I stand up in tongue and watch all. I told you all what I saw. I stand up in tongue and watch all of that.
Exactly. But I mean, Sheldon, a little Google, 2 minutes on Google, and you're getting all this information. You go on the secret website, it tell you when it was started, it give you all the member states, it tell you everything like that. You Google Emily, it tell you Emily was it whenever in April, I think it was 2005. Or June, I think it was 2005. I mean, everything is right there. I mean, we are in the age of technology, in the age of the internet. So why these guys let them believe that it is okay to come on national and junior judge, being junior judge, is there not knowing? I mean, junior judge made a fool of himself not too long ago with Mr. Anthony Boson.
But the thing is this, if you are going to interview somebody on a particular issue, I would expect that you try to research the issue so you know when they're talking nonsense to pull them up.
But that is my point. And I mean, and like I said, just a few weeks ago, he had to send out an apology to Mr. Boson for the same kind of foolishness where he just taking things, putting it out, he not fact checking, and all in the name of trying to make a political party look good. And in the same breath, trying to talk about things are supposed to be, it shouldn't be a political party because, it is government and all this sort of foolishness. I mean, Sheldon, you know what? I'm really happy to have somebody like you that can give us the facts and not just tell us, but you're showing us, you always show us that this is what it is. And it's right there, it's right in front of our faces, And it's really good that, because other than that, the people, we would have just been fed lies and all this sort of deception and so on. And I just want to say hats up to you, brother.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. You have a wonderful one, bro. All right, great. And some folks are asking me to replay the bit with Ron again. And I'm going to do that, and we're going to stop in and between. Yeah, because, I mean, if you don't know what you're talking about, hush your mouth. You see, I think what has happened here, to an extent, some of these guys, they become minister, and because somebody say minister also, they think they are the repository of all knowledge. And let's just take this call before I replay it. They become the repository of all knowledge all of a sudden of these things. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, night. How are you?
I'm okay. You find anything for me?
Oh, that is in relation to the situation at your home.
Yes, right now I'm scared. All along I'm a bed and afraid.
Okay. Well, I have passed the information on to my people. Have you heard from government? And folks, what we're speaking here with, you're live on radio. I hope you know you're live on radio.
Yes.
Yeah. What we're speaking here of a situation in the Cherry Hill area where the land to the back of this young lady's home, it has been seriously eroded since Hurricane Beryl. She has approached the authorities. No action has been taken in relation to it. And she also is caring for 2 disabled people at that home. And the land is quickly eroding to the back of it. And she's seeking assistance on it. So let me follow up with my folks in relation to it for you. Hello?
Because I want, yes,
Go
because
ahead.
I cannot scared because I want rainfall too much. And next thing the land go wrong because my sister is downstairs and she not frightened. And I don't know where I'm going. I have 5 kids. And my room there right in the back, in the depot thing.
And the tree has fallen, and she did send a video, so I've seen it myself. The tree has fallen. It's a serious situation. I will try to follow up some more on that for you.
So I want to know where we going. Because we cannot stay here. Here look risky. Everybody coming and see down there and tell me I can't stay here. But a man came with my father, and a man come talking about anywhere we had to go is them China place up in bushes you.
But that man was representing who? Who came?
The man was representing the disaster management team.
Oh, NADMA. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my dear, let's follow up on this situation. Myself and yourself will speak in the morning, please the Lord. Give me up until about 10, and we'll speak around that time in the morning, okay?
Yeah, because I want the rain fall. And before I see a little rain shell on, I pray and I'm going to stand and pray and I'm saying, God, can I ease up the rain a little? So I be able to sleep in the night. I sleep and I waking until daylight. And then that's good for me.
And you still have 2 disabled people that you're seeing after as well?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And all of us bedroom is in the back of the house where the thing fall.
Oh boy.
And it's very risky, it's very dangerous. Every little minute I'm looking up in the back of my room, we know, and I'm watching.
Okay. All right. I'll follow up on that for you, my dear. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Great.
thanks.
Yeah. And since we have another call on the line, let's take the other call. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi,
Sheldon, I just called to find out from you if Ron went to school in August.
Instead of you ask if he went to school at all, you're asking if the man went to school in August. You assuming the man went to school? If he went to school in August. I don't understand. What kind of assumption are you making, my dear? Okay, all right. Yes, indeed. Oh, that next call is calling video. No, we can't take a video call on that system, folks. So yeah, folks, let's just play this one because a lot of people are getting messages right through asking me to replay what he said here. Now let's hear what the minister, of course, and the apologist on behalf of this administration. We know right along is you have to apologize. You know, you're doing things for the government, Be playing like me. I say NNPI. You understand? Don't be afraid to claim it, man. You're the NDCI, you claim your thing. Yeah, don't come and hide in the background. Yeah.
I have, right? I hate when I see, whether it's this administration, any administration, prop up themselves as they were the person or the one or the party, because I don't believe it's a party thing. It's about Grenada. Government is about the people pay the taxes, so the government represent the people. So I'm always very taken aback when you have political party try to take, they try to benefit themselves by claiming that they did such and they did such and they did such.
No, it's not.
So in other words, political parties shouldn't say when they do something? Because it wasn't we that went out there starting to say, it wasn't the NNP that went out there starting to say, talk about the CRIF and taking credit for the CRIF, you know. It was the NDC and their activists that was running out there like their government is the best thing since sliced bread and that they introduced CRIF. But anyway, I digress. Let's go back to what was being said.
Not the time for that.
No, it's not the time, and that's what I'm saying. So let's talk about shifting the 240 million. People want to take,
Guys are strange. I don't think it's 240 million. When it reached the 240 million, but anyway.
Gratification for doing that. What's the understanding of that? Because there's a lot of different flurry of ideas going around.
Right.
That became a part of that insurance.
So all right. Let's accept the fact that this had to be done post Hurricane Ivan. Right. And even then, Hurricane Emily affected Grenada. I didn't hear any payout by.
And just remember, Hurricane Emily was in the year 2005. Yeah? Hurricane Emily was in the year 2005. This thing happened, CRIF was created, I start to talk like Junior now. CRIF was created in 2007. So I don't know what payout he expect when CRIF didn't even exist. The MOOC. Anyway.
CRIF, subsequently, which was the year in 2005. Whether it happened or not, I stand to be corrected, but I didn't hear any payout. And as I mentioned, we had Tropical Storm Felix. I didn't hear any payout.
Tropical Storm Felix, friends, was in the year 2007. And that was the year CRIF was created.
We had the threat of Hurricane Thomas. I think it did pass the north of Grenada, but by and large, we were not directly impacted during 2010. And
Hurricane Thomas, if I remember correctly, was the year 2010. That was the NDC administration in office.
Other hurricanes and even just by way of storm surge and so on.
Even by way of what? Storm surge? No, not storm surge, you see, man.
Even just by way of storm surge and so on.
No. That can't be storm surge you're talking about, man. No. Nah. Let me hear him again.
And even just by way of storm surge and so on, which passed. And I never heard any payout.
Boss, yours probably what? 4 years old? Storm surge was in 1999. It was in late I think that would have been about November. Yeah, it was late in the year, October, November, somewhere there. 1999. That is when storm surge take place. Listen, if I had to be this guy tutor, I'm giving him F.
No, we inherited a situation where, yes, we were under CRIF. But previous administration certainly was not making payments and by and large had to rely.
Oh, previous administrations were not making payments? Oh, we will correct that in a while, but go ahead.
On external sources to be able to assist in making the payments. So even by way of having experienced the devastation by Hurricane Ivan, the administration itself was not prepared to make the necessary sacrifices to ensure that the country was secure.
But it is the NNP administration under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, after Hurricane Ivan, along with the other heads that were affected by this, that floated the idea to create CRIF in the first place. That was the brainchild of Dr. Mitchell together with the others that were affected by the hurricane because of the billions of dollars in damage that Ivan caused throughout the region. Dory, you go play something again just now for you. Go ahead.
The Honorable Deacon Mitchell's led administration, we were able to include Nawasa and Grenada.
Now, CRIF can work along with governments and government agencies. Grenada Electricity Services, was a partially government owned, but it was run by WRB Enterprises out of Florida. The lawyer for WRB was none other than the present sitting Prime Minister. Grenada could not have been included under CRIF because it was not government owned, fully owned by government. Yeah? It could not have been included. The only reason they were able to include Grenada was because the government of Grenada reacquired the majority shares of Grenada. So it became government owned again. That is how you were able to bring Grenada under CRIF. So that is not an achievement of the NDC. Because if it was up to them and their prime minister, their political leader, Grenada would have still been in the hands of WRB. Yeah, anyway, let me finish him and then move him off the screen.
Right, and then also the assistance to farmers, in particular for nutmeg and cocoa crops, which we've seen the announcement of the payouts to be done. So, Junior, the point I am making is this whole CRIF thing, let's stop with the credit-taking business. Because if we were to discuss that, it wouldn't make sense for some people.
Right.
What we need to be able to say is that this facility is there and we can now draw on it a number of years post Hurricane Ivan, learning from the experience that we had.
All right, we are enough for you with that. Folks, let me play something else for you here. Let me see. Let me play this one for you all.
Mr. Anthony, speaking about when the policy, when the CRIF started, I believe it came out of Hurricane Ivan. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Could you?
Yeah, so thank you. So again, it was really Hurricane Ivan that, in a sense, provided the inspiration to the government to start doing something about disaster risk financing, and which led to the creation of CRIF in the year 2007. And, you know, I would also make the point that, you know, despite the fact that Grenada was the country that was most impacted by Hurricane Ivan, and Grenada was, in fact, the poster child for CRIF, and Grenada has been a member of CRIF from the inception, and I'm talking about from 2007, had never received a payout. The government of Grenada recognized the importance of continuing, you know, to obtain that financial protection from CRIF. And this is what insurance is about. You don't know.
In other words, the government of Grenada was paying. The government of Grenada, meaning the NNP government, 2004 going all the way up to 2008. So in other words, from 2007, they went out of office in 2008. Then you had the NDC government between 2008 and 2013. The NNP between 2013 up to 2022. Right, so the NNP was paying. That is what you're basically saying there. They didn't stop paying and lose the ability to draw down. They paid. And this is the person in charge of CRIF that's telling you that. Not somebody who's supposed to be in school but all over the place instead. What they say right now, you're up and down behind the CARICOM delegation. Let you go.
Recognize the importance of continuing, you know, to obtain that financial protection from CRIF. And this is what insurance is about. You don't know. You never know when you're going to be hit. And it applies not just to property insurance, parametric insurance. It essentially applies to all types of insurance.
So the gentleman is basically saying that CRIF was started in the year 2007 as a result of Hurricane Ivan. So you couldn't get any payments from CRIF due to storm surge, idiot. You could not. Yeah, that was 1999. If you don't know, ask a question. Suppose this guy did go and say this nonsense in Parliament. I would not like to see Dr. Mitchell would argue him. If he did only go in parliament and repeat that kind of stupidness, Dr. Mitchell would have rag him, rinse him, drag him. Doc was a teacher, he would have gave him a serious F on that one.
When the policy, when the CRIF started, I believe it came out of Hurricane Ivan.
Why Madam Press Secretary needs to make it so obvious she's a supporter of the NDC by always wearing yellow? All you ever notice that is either yellow jacket, yellow this, yellow that, all kind of thing. It kind of puts off everybody else, yeah? At least if you wear a neutral color or some kind of thing, but you always want to wear yellow. Because, yeah, you know, we's NDC and it's we in charge, so I'm wearing my yellow. No, at least, you know, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Could you?
Yeah, so thank you. So again, it was really Hurricane Ivan that, in a sense, provided the inspiration to the government to start doing something about disaster risk financing, and which led to the creation of CRIF in the year 2007. And, you know, I would also make the point that, you know, despite the fact that Grenada was the country that was most impacted by Hurricane Ivan, and Grenada was in fact the poster child for CRIF, and Grenada has been a member of CRIF from the inception, and I'm talking about from 2007, had never received a payout. The government of Grenada recognized the importance of continuing, you know, to obtain that financial protection from CRIF. And this is...
So, in other words, the government of Grenada was always paying CRIF. Yeah? That even though Grenada was the one that was damaged, in other words, our finances was severely impacted. Our country was basically destroyed. We were severely impacted by Hurricane Ivan. Grenada continued to pay. Grenada paid and continued to pay in case something happened. Yeah? That is what the gentleman is saying.
To remind you, CRIF was established in the year 2007 following Hurricane Ivan in the year 2007, and I know Grenadians will not forget Ivan given the devastation that that particular tropical cyclone caused on your country. But it did affect or impact other countries such as the Cayman Islands, and you recall that single hurricane event accounted for losses and damage of over 200% of GDP in Grenada, as well as in the Cayman Islands, and other countries such as Jamaica and others would have been impacted, as well as Haiti, to the extent that that single hurricane event going through the Caribbean accounted for losses of over $6 billion. But as I did indicate, Grenada was obviously the most impacted. And when the heads of government recognized, and of course other persons recognized the severity of this single event, I think they recognized the importance of starting to plan for such disasters from a financial perspective. And so the heads of government enlisted the assistance of the World Bank and with other international partners such as the donors, came to establish what was then known as the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility. Incidentally, we are commemorating 20 years since Hurricane Ivan. Of course, not to celebrate Hurricane Ivan, of course, but to commemorate and to recognize a lot of the great actions that came as a result of Hurricane Ivan, including the establishment of CRIF SPC. In fact, I would go on to say that this is probably maybe the catalyst that led government to start taking disaster risk financing seriously. CRIF was born out of Hurricane Ivan, and because of the impact on Grenada in particular, we would say that Grenada essentially is the poster child for CRIF.
Right. So Grenada has been the poster child. Yeah? Where Deacon Mitchell was at that point in time? Where all of them who in government was at that point in time? Yeah? Anyway, 440-7377, no clear the phone lines. 440, I didn't even realize time running down on Miss Wee. 440-7377, that's 440-7377. And of course, you can call us as well on the overseas line 347-329-3101. We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Hi, good night, my dear.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
You have a very good program going ahead. And I feel you must open a school and to teach these guys and them some sense, especially right along. Why they don't go on social media and let people ask questions? That way they have to go to people ask them questions, they can open them out. Where was Ron when Ivan passed? Where was he? What age? They know nothing about what's happening. They have to they don't take any credit. They don't give Dr. Mitchell the credit. Give Dr. Mitchell what duty and give him his credit. Don't take it for themselves because there was nowhere when these things that was put in place. Where they were. I feel it's time for them to go back to school. As Dr. Mitchell says, time to go back to school and learn some sense. They're talking nonsense. Have a good night.
All right, my dear. But they say the man's supposed to be in school, you know. I don't know. According to Royalty James, you having a problem? Ron not going to school. Royalty. My goodness. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello. Hello. Okay, we lost that caller. Let's go to another line. Hello, good night.
Hello?
Hi, good night, caller. Yes, you're live. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, good night.
Good night, too. Yes.
The information this guy just give out there, that is what them loonies don't want to hear.
You're sure, right? Hello?
Good night.
Yeah. All right. Yes, sir.
Good.
All right. Thanks. Yeah, they want to hear that at all. They want to hear them thing there. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello? Hello? Okay, yeah, folks, just remember to lower the volume on your device when you're calling, because some folks are listening to hear me answer on the device. Hello, good night.
Good night, Senator Scott. Good night.
How are you doing, sir?
Senator, I've noticed for the last few months that Ron is acting like he back into the government. You know, I don't know why Ron is pushing up himself so much. Yes, we hear anything about LACO. It is the Prime Minister decide to reinstate Ron back in the government, because to me now, something is wrong. You know, Ron is right up to the front. You know, they kick you out. They say you're going and study. For heaven's sake, just go and do your study. Why? You have to be back and front in the government. You know? Like you're in the cabinet, you're there. Like they have 2 party or 3 party. You know, like it is a big division. Kevin, Ron, Andy Williams, like they're running one show. You understand? And then you have the Prime Minister and others running another show. What is going on? The Prime Minister, it's time for you, Mr. Prime Minister, to pull up these guys. You know, it's shameful for we in the diaspora listening to those crap. Technology is there. Everything is there. Just go and find it. Don't come to tell us what kind of crap. The whole world is listening. Do better than that. And Mr. Prime Minister, the buck stop with you. You got to straighten out those guys. And then you cannot talk to Kevin as the one because he feels he owns Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And then you and he have all your little beef going on. You understand? You have your beef going on with Lacrette. You understand? Because those guys feel, these ones feel they could speak, but Lacrette can't speak. Just think about it. You understand? Andy Williams, Ron Redhead, Kevin Andrews, they could speak and say what they want because there's a different generation. But Mr. Lacquet can't speak his mind. If he sees something is wrong, he can't talk about it. You're trying to put him on the manners. All right? And you're already indicating that the next election he wouldn't be there. You understand? Come on, guys. Grenada is for all of us. It's not only for a few. For every one of us. Have a good day, Sheldon.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. 440-737-7 and 347-329-3101. And let me take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you that have contributed in whichever form or format. Yeah? The thing is, I know people don't like the name to call. So other than that, I would have come here and call all your name. Yeah? But people don't like the name call. So all of you, whether it's the people that pass, and they put a little $10, $5, whatever it is in the bottle by Kiami, yeah? Or the people who would go using the GoToFet link and they would send a little something. We want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions. Huh? You are helping a lot of folks, right? We want to thank you all for that one. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night, sir.
What's up?
Hey, I'm quite fine, man. You were right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, just calling to make it know what's going on. Since last time I'm calling you from Carriacou and getting to you. Yes, man. I get a good service now, some attack.
Cut and go through, Father. Cut and go through.
Yes. Well, since last week, I wanted the whole world to know how wicked NADMA and the NDC people them is in Carriacou, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, to believe. And NADMA them, they went and threw a whole heap of food out in the ocean. They set a whole boat to go and dump provision and other food stuff out in the ocean, right? And you have a whole heap of people in Carriacou who want the food to cook. And they don't care about that. They don't care about that. And when I talk, it's lie, people lie. You understand? You bring in a generator, come out from Trinidad to Carriacou, they taking it, they put it in custom, you have to go and take your money and pay to clear it. You think this thing should be right? In a time like this, people have to be going in custom and pay, and not $100 of $150. You're paying so much, depending on how big is the generator, you're paying like $600, $700 to clear it. You think this thing should be happening?
But Ziggy, according to what government has said at one of the last press conferences, as of last week, Monday, that is supposed to be coming in duty free. That's hurricane relief item. That is a hurricane relief item, and it should be coming in. You're not supposed to be paying any duties on it. Once you move it within 5 days off the port, you're not supposed to be paying any duties on these things.
I get one of my good classmates. He in the States. He sent me keep partner buy a generator in Trinidad and send it for me. And the generator came in Friday, and they put it in custom, and I had to go to pay to play it. So I'm just saying like that.
I'm telling you. Listen. Speak to Senator Cox, and see who you could organize to go with you. You're not supposed to pay for the generator, and you did hear someone on this end had organized a generator for you as well. It was up to me to go and collect the generator and get it because they hadn't started it up in over a year, so they wasn't sure it was working. Yes. But they were willing to offer that to you as well. But if you've already got a generator, then we could hold on that particular one, and we thank them so very much. But we hold on that. So somebody did send a message and say, don't worry, we organizing Ziggy. I didn't know the number. I never saw the number before. But the person messaged me and said, don't worry, Ziggy safe. Generator on the way.
That's nice. Yes, that's nice. That's nice.
But you're not supposed to pay. You're not supposed to have to pay for a generator. A generator is a hurricane relief item. It's important.
And Sheldon, the people in Carriacou happy that the Grenadians coming up and help us clean. But you have someone traveling with the biggest suitcase in Carriacou to come and help. And when they leave in Carriacou, all the food stuff from NADMA in the suitcase back down to Grenada. This thing, the people them who come and help us in Carriacou, help clean up, don't come in Carriacou with a big suitcase. You come with a little handbag with something so you could eat some meal you could eat, but don't come with a big suitcase and then just jug out all the food from that man, come back and Grenada with it. That ain't right. The people in Carriacou don't have nothing. Not done treating people like dogs in Carriacou. Please don't come make it more difficult for us by coming with a big suitcase and come back home in Grenada with food stuff in it. That not making no sense. That ain't making any sense. And that was happening in Carriacou. The cleanup, anyone working. Thank God I take all the stuff from the drain out by me and put it in the road to unblock the drain because the mosquito and them big like lion. When one mosquito bite you, when you going coming back up and bite you again. First the mosquito in Carriacou dangerous. They're not doing anything about it. They don't even fog in the place as how they should.
So
today they're fogging the next day.
Is there a fogging team up there though?
Well, they have in the house and scheme in Carriacou.
Okay.
Now what they have down there, they say they have the Grenada workers inside it, and they have Ministry of Health, some of them people from Grenada inside it, and no kayak. Sheldon, I have two friends who bought a house in house and scheme, and I know them in shelter right now. And they cannot get to move in the own house with the money, the loan approved, and they can't put them in the own house. Do you think this thing making any sense? This is not making any sense. They go in the bank, they get a loan, they say that the loan approved, and they in a house shelter, when they should have just move the people in Carriacou who loan approved in the house, and who loan don't approve. Even if they could put you in there still. Because you have plenty of people in Carriacou who don't have a roof over their head. Plenty of people in Carriacou sleeping under tarpaulin. Umbrella, and the rain falling, you have to go on the side. Sleep on the side. Either sleep on the side. Sometimes when the rain falling and the breeze blowing, you have to move. They don't care about nobody. They don't have a hat. They don't have a hat to see. They give the people the houses and them in Carriacou. Everything just closed up. And they still have the ability to go out and lie and say people in the house. They have to do better than that. They're not ready yet. And when I talk, is people lying. People just want to say things. And they just can't do that. The house, the roof gone. This happened. They have to fix this. They have to fix that. Only lies and lies and lies. Them could never tell the truth. They cannot look at you in your eyes and tell you what they're really doing. They're doing too much, man. Time for this thing to stop. Time for them to stop.
No, this is absolute madness, man. Absolute madness. You keep hearing these horror stories coming out of Carriacou. You heard the caller earlier. We keep hearing these stories coming out of Carriacou. And believe me, it's sad. It's sad. Because you're the second one that has called us and spoken of that situation with a boat going out and dump food stuff.
No, it's true. It's true.
So they're afraid they even dump it on the land because they're afraid somebody snap it. So they go in the water and dump it.
It's true. They dumping stuff because they don't give people the stuff. So they have to go and dump it and they shame. All the food stuff can come from either some come from St. Vincent and Grenada. In the fig, the breadfruit, the pumpkin, all them things they use all the flies in the bag there. So they have to go and dump it. And anybody saying it's not true, the wicked just like they're just like the team, the whole team. It's true. They have no choice.
Oh boy. All right, my brother. Update in relation to the project. So you hello? Oh boy, it seems as though he's gone. Yeah, so the generator is there. So again, Ziggy, I know you will hear this. Speak to Senator Cox and work along with him. You're not supposed to pay. As far as I know, according to what the government is saying, that's a generator. It is supposed to be, I believe you're not supposed to have to pay for that, as far as I know. Yeah, we have a caller online. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, caller, good night.
Sheldon?
Yes, ma'am, you're live. Go right ahead.
Good night. You have to give Ron a little kudos too, you know. Ron need to get a little kudos, and do give him that. I was just thinking. Ron is now competing. Let us see who would win. Ron is now competing with a former president as it relates to dotishness. So he has got a little kudos for that. He has been elevated. Competing where dotishness is concerned.
So maybe we had to put a fact checker on him when he's talking now.
Give him a little kudos on that.
So we had to put a fact checker.
And as we there on that, school is on holiday. School is on holiday, Sheldon. So I guess as much is two things. Is either that student liming late in the night, or that student running about in the day, and he tired, he go to bed early. So the classmates and them that listening, please wake him. Tell him talking point is on. They have a subject there that he should get himself acquainted with. Because two things, either he liming late, because when school on holiday, students intend to stay up late. Or they run about in the day, they have more time now, they're playing, so they're tired. So two things, if he's sleeping, somebody who goes to this class with him, wake him. Tell him he's a subject now and talking point. Wake up and listen. So you have to get somebody to wake him up and then give him a little thing for competing with a former president. Let's wish him all the best.
All right, caller, thank you so very much. 440-7377, that's 440-7377, and 347-329-310. Just making sure we're clear here. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. And folks, remember, Team Grenada, yes, they're out there in the Olympic Games. I believe Grenada will be in the swimming pool tomorrow again. Yeah, Miss Tilly Collymore, if I'm remembering correctly, should be in action tomorrow. Let me say thanks to Made in Grenada and Mr. Dexter Mitchell for providing us with the information as relates to the schedule for the athletes as they are out competing right now. Yeah, I ain't seen nobody else was playing it out. But yeah, that is competing right now. And Lyndon, I believe, is going to be in action over the weekend. And then Karani and Anderson should be in action next week. All right, so Lyndon, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to pull up the schedule, and for some reason I'm not getting it where I'm trying to pull it up. But the schedule does say that I believe we're in the pool. The first individual, they did not qualify for the semifinals or so in the swimming. That's young Mr. Gresham, and we'd like to congratulate him for trying his very best. I think he came 5th in his heat yesterday. He was in heat 1 in the pool yesterday. I'm not sure if Miss Collymore was in action today or tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's today or tomorrow that they're in action. But so I'll double check and get that information. I think I'll post it to the Talking Points Facebook page. I will post the schedule. And I'm saying where I get it from Made in Grenada, right? Made in Grenada. That is who sent it out since last week when I was able to say. Because everybody waited until after we hear Karani in finals to go and run and thing. That is when them looking to go and put it out. We telling only from now what is going on. All right. Yeah. So folks, we still have a few minutes left. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, I don't understand how you could be making some fundamental statements so nonsensical like that. That you're saying things like we didn't get CRIF payment for storm surge when CRIF wasn't created until nearly 9 years after storm surge is when CRIF was created. About 9 years after is when CRIF was created. Yeah? Or you're saying that we didn't get it for Hurricane Emily when CRIF was created 2 years after Hurricane Emily. So you obviously couldn't get it at them time. I don't understand what's going on with these guys and them. No idea what is going on with these people and things. Spice Ram, thank you. Right, yeah. So let me just give you all quickly there the schedule. All right, so where is it? Tilly Collymore. Yeah, so she's in action tomorrow at 6:44 a.m. Yeah, I'm not sure which heat she will be in, but Tilly Collymore, she will be in the women's 100-meter freestyle swimming, and that will be tomorrow morning at 6:45 a.m. right? So she might be in heat 1, 2, or 3. We don't know, or 4, whatever. So you have to look and you'll see which one, right? And once her time is sufficiently good enough, she will progress into the semi-final, which takes place tomorrow afternoon at 3:28. And once she makes it to the final is taking place on Wednesday at 2:33. And we have all the confidence that she can do it. Yeah? Go for them, Tilly. All right, nice. Karani, he's in action on Sunday. So you see Sunday at 1 p.m., around 1 p.m. Nobody, don't call me, don't message me, do nothing. Karani running around that time, right? So Karani James, he's in action on Sunday in the 400 meter. That's at between 1:05 p.m. and 1:40 because they have different heats. So it's according to which heat he is in. The semifinals is next week, Tuesday. That's 1:35 p.m. between then and 1:49. And the finals is next week, Wednesday, in the 400 meter. Anderson Peters, he starts on next week, Tuesday. That's the men qualifiers for the javelin, the male javelin. And so he is going to be in action next week, Tuesday. All right. And we look forward to seeing Anderson in action. The finals is taking place next week, Thursday. Lyndon Victor, he is in action from this Friday. So he's doing the 100 meter, the long jump, the shot put, the high jump, and so on, starting at 4 o'clock in the morning, Grenada time. He'll be in the 100 meter of the decathlon. Then he has the long jump. The long jump is at 4:55 a.m. The shot put at 6:15 a.m. The high jump at 12 noon. And the 400 meter at 2:50. So Fridays are busy day for me. Only don't call me. Only go find me. Then this Saturday, he's in action with the 110 meter hurdles at 4:05 a.m. I got to get up early again, boy. Discus throw at 4:55 a.m. All right, so it's according to which group he is in. And then the pole vault is at 7:40 a.m. The javelin at 1:10 p.m., 1:10 in the afternoon. And then he has the 1500 meter at 3:45 p.m. So Anderson, and then Haley Hazard. She is in action in the 100 meter female this Friday at 4:35 a.m. I'm not sure which heat she will be in, so we've got to tune in and see that. So that's the qualifier. Then the preliminary is also taking place on Friday at 5:50, semi-final on Saturday at 1:50, and the final of the female 100 meter is taking place on Saturday at 3:20. Next thing, lick them up in the female 100 meter and all the calling all kind of name and thing, and the Grenadian just pass us, zoop, and take let it go ahead and play with us. We small. What do you say? We look about we Talawa. Play with us. Grenada ain't easy at all. Folks, that is all the time. I'm so sorry. That's all the time we have for talking points tonight. Let me see. Did somebody say in the fourth? Yeah, I wonder what the time about the fourth. Don't worry, I'll put it out. Right, so folks, that's all the time we have for talking points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with each and every one of you. In whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. And we have a song to play for Ron and Mr. Study. We have a song to play for Ron. Yeah, don't talk about things. And the thing is, the man talking so confidently that if you didn't know what he's saying is absolute nonsense, you might have fallen for it. That's the problem, you know. And that is why they're out there telling people, don't listen to this program, don't listen to Jenny, don't listen to these programs, don't listen to Prince, don't listen to any of these programs. Yeah? They're saying don't listen to it, to Master Carl and all of that, because they don't want you know the truth. Because he sounds so confident in what he's saying, you know. I didn't see they collect any money for Storm Surge. We had Storm Surge and I didn't hear the correct. I stand to be corrected, but I didn't collect any money for Emily and this kind of thing. Oh, you could collect. He sounds so confident saying nonsense. Yeah? But that's just how they are. Folks, that's all the time we have. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you. We're on tomorrow night, God's willing, from 8 p.m. with more talking points for you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out.
spokesman Kelly, singing political songs like we have an ulterior motive to bring the government down. But I tell them, hold on, wait a while. I won't let political vampires grab my style. They could take a look at all my independent songs. I never sing politics, already write some sweet lyrics. So I don't know where they get this stinking idea from. Hey, somebody tell my Canny gang a mistake they make to rock with young song. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. They could leave me out from semi-final, that will never stop me at all. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. They had their thing well planned to give the shanty man, so they leave out them bad man. They know they go take the ground, up the Paris set, so they make a big man wet. They say that we ain't good, we can need that yellow food. Hey! Wow to them. They too disrespectful. But they label it, man. I'm a real bad man. It's all the show of failure that living down by me. Well, one day he disrespect me because I asked him for my money. Then he went up in the ministry when he was in charge of culture, and he gave them strict instruction, don't give me no work for Carifta. Somebody tell Mr. Study for me. Carifta weekend, well, I made the most money, because when I roll up to me nice clean Toyota, I drop people all over, I collect US dollar, but I never make Bobby roll on the back queen car. Hey, somebody tell this banger wrong, a mistake he make to with young song. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. I want him to explain to the people how he got his driver's license. I'm in tongue real long, I know what is going on. You take them people land and try to be Lobostan.